Thanks for checking out Scioto River Co-op. This video is going to give you the complete how-to, ultimate guide, whatever you want to call it, for the Rae Lakes Loop out in Kings Canyon National Park. The Kings Canyon website itself says this is one of the most popular hikes in all of the Sierras, and I'll tell you, after doing it, I can completely understand why. The total hike distance is 41.4 miles with an elevation gain of 6,943 feet. There's two ways people enjoy doing this route. Rather, there's two ways people do this route. Some people say they only enjoy one of them. Let's start with the Clockwise Route. That's the route people say is the most enjoyable because it spreads the elevation gain out over the first few days of your hike, as opposed to the counterclockwise route that kind of stuffs it all in at the front end. So for the clockwise option, the suggested route is as follows. Road's End to Upper Paradise Valley campsite. That's 10 miles. Then from there, you want to do Upper Paradise Valley to Rae Lakes. I would suggest Rae Lakes to Vidette Meadow. Some might say Rae Lakes to Junction Meadow. In my opinion, Rae Lakes to Vidette Meadow is better because I think the campsites at Vidette Meadow are much more scenic. And then after your night at Vidette Meadow or Junction, whichever you choose, you follow your way down to Road's End Visitor Station, and that's 13.2 miles from Vidette. So that last day is going to be longer, but it's all downhill. Nearly every single step is downhill on that route. Let's go over the counterclockwise option. You start at Road End to Junction Meadow. That's 10.3 miles. From there, you'll go from Junction Meadow to Rae Lakes. After spending your time at Rae Lakes, you'll go from Rae Lakes to Upper Paradise Valley. That is 12.6 miles. And then finally, after your night at Paradise Valley, you can go from Upper Paradise Valley to Road's End, and that's 10.1 miles. If you choose to come up with your own route or add nights to this, there's a little information you should know about camping limitations on the trail. If you're on the clockwise option, the first campsite you're allowed to actually stay at is Lower Paradise Valley, which from Road's End, it's 5.7 miles. But I believe as of right now in 2020, that campsite is closed due to downed trees. So you may have to push on to Middle Paradise Valley if it's still closed. Then if you're doing the counterclockwise option, the first place you're allowed to stay is at Sphinx Junction, which is 4.1 miles from the Road's End Visitor Station. Now this hike is in Kings Canyon National Park, so you'll have to follow the national park system for applying for permits. You can go to recreation.gov/permits/445857. That takes you directly to the Kings Canyon permit section of recreation.gov. Or you can go to the Kings Canyon National Park website online, and you can find the link to this as well. A few other notes about the hike that I think is worth noting. First, at Upper Paradise Valley, there's a bridge out. So this river can get very fast and very high with water moving through from the snowmelt from the higher Sierras. Along these trails at many of these campsites, there are bear boxes in place for you to store your food, but you are also required to have a bear canister. Well, I don't have one, so I rented one from REI in Fresno, and it was fairly cheap, and since I'm a member, it didn't cost me too much. There's also no fires over 10,000 feet. If you spend any time in the backcountry, this is a pretty common occurrence. 2 final points about wildlife. The first, rattlesnakes. They're out here. There are rattlesnakes on this trail. I saw one and got rattled at by one. And I'm not entirely sure which feeling was more scary. At least when I saw the rattlesnake, I could tell where it was, what it was doing. But the one I got rattled at, I had no clue where it was. I'm not sure if it was going to strike out from under a rock. Second, the bears are very active. I've never been in a backcountry area that's so remote where rangers are putting signs on, trail signs, warning people about bear activity and telling them what to do if they come in close proximity to a bear. Sure, I've seen them in Yellowstone, but that's along trails, like let's say around the Old Faithful Visitor Center where there's thousands of dumb, inexperienced backpacking tourists every day. That's all I got. From Side River Caught, thanks for tuning in. Please comment, like, subscribe. You know the drill, every YouTuber asks for it. But look, I don't care about the algorithms. I care about getting enough subscribers so that I can tell my wife to let me do more of these things. So help me out. Have a great day. Stay safe.